extraordinary results, of course our ears perk up. So please, let me be clear, I don't mean to shame anybody who takes solace in wellness as a respite from their hectic lives. That's not the point of this book. Instead, I'm here to share that not only is the helplessness that we feel when it comes to taking care of ourselves not our fault, there's also a better way to do it, from the inside out, and that's precisely what I'm going to teach you. In this book, you'll learn how to carve out a meaningful path forward. Real self-care, as you'll see, is not a one-stop shop like a fancy spa retreat or a journaling app. It's an internal process that involves making difficult decisions that will pay off tenfold in the long run as a life built around the relationships and activities that matter most to you. My goal is to teach you the difference between the two, not only by lifting the veil on commodified faux self-care, but also by transforming your understanding of what a real practice of caring for yourself could look like and showing you that it's possible. I'll share practical tools and tangible strategies for how you can make wellness your own, making positive changes in your own life, and then expanding that knowledge outward to impact the people and the systems around you. As I'll teach you in this book, real self-care not only impacts us as individuals, it also has a cascade effect in our relationships, communities, and workplaces, and society at large. It is what we need not only to buffer ourselves, but also to change the systems that are not serving us as women. In short, there is a better way. Why listen to me? I've spent the better part of the past decade working as a psychiatrist specializing in women's mental health, in addition to 12 years of education to become a physician and a psychiatrist. In my clinical work, I've spent thousands of hours taking care of women struggling with burnout, despair, depression, and anxiety. In addition to treating patients and my academic endeavors, I've poured myself into gender and social justice advocacy. But perhaps more important than my professional accolades is for you to know that I've been there, right where you are. I've believed that if I followed the recipe of fancy schools, a prestigious career, and marriage, my feelings would catch up and I'd feel content and fulfilled. I've suffered from burnout, hopelessness, even clinical depression and anxiety. I've taken medication and been in psychotherapy. I've been through loss, hardship, and trauma, and I've made a number of mistakes on my journey, some of which are detailed in this book. A decade ago, while in my late 20s, after spending much of my life up until that point in school to become a physician, I made a drastic decision. To the shock and horror of my family and friends, in the course of a year, I blew up my marriage, moved into a wellness commune in San Francisco, and dropped out of my highly competitive psychiatry residency training program. And not just any commune, but one that practiced and taught orgasmic meditation. Convinced I had found the answer to life's problems, I spent nearly 2 years with this group, living in their intentional community, working for their wellness startup, and spreading their message with fervor. The group itself was organized like a matriarchy, in which women held and wielded the power. To say this appealed to me was putting it lightly. I was a former women's studies major, but had grown up in a patriarchal South Asian culture and had just gone through a male-dominated academic medical system. In the introductory class for the group, co-led by an OBGYN, the group's leader explained that the reason women felt unsatisfied was because Western culture had indoctrinated us to disconnect from our bodies, and because of that, we never learned to fully live in our power. They offered up orgasmic meditation as a female-focused practice that was akin to sensate-focused therapy. It allowed you to drop away from all the noise and chatter in your brain and connect with your body, and in turn, with yourself. Within a week of that first class, I dove in. It was the first time in my life that I saw women openly asking for what they wanted and getting it. It felt like the one wellness practice, the one feminist utopia that could fix all of my problems. I spent nearly 2 years deeply immersed in this group's world of spiritual practice and Eastern wellness modalities. How did a type A, perfectionistic physician find herself in a group focusing on female orgasm? In hindsight, I realized I had been simultaneously searching desperately to find myself in new and exciting places while also attempting to lose myself. I was disillusioned with mainstream medicine and psychiatry, which, at the time,